I have an hour and 30 minutes or so of PvP footage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet the game where I'm at currently. And I'm going to unpack every single thought about PvP and aim training and everything like that as it comes in live time. It feels good to get some clarity on like why this game is so fucking good, you know? Engagements like this. That's the audio information that you want to hear often. Time management, information management, resource management. Rust is fucking management. There you go. Hi, was that your head, sir? Audio information, visual information, empathy, movement, placement, aim. It's all a factor. On my W key, for instance, I fucking... I took a knife and I scored it. Yeah. 2 bullets in the mag. Quick peek, hit them both. So, perfect example. You don't always need to be reloaded at 30. Pulling, running, pulling, running. Right into it. GG, bud. Positional plays turns into target practice. And he's not taking cover or anything. He's not acting like he got hit.
Just hanging out there?
Like, okay. Like, does he worship the god of irrational decisions? They become your subject if you're able to effectively manage someone else's resources or information. If you hit a shot on your opponent, you're managing their resources. Don't let other players try to like do their fucking behavioral psychology on you, calling you scared or something like that because you do positional plays or something like that. Like, they are trying to influence your behavior so that you can be more, so that your plays are more within the realm of expectation for them. Yep, one more med. Fresh peek. Positional play becomes target practice, I'm telling you. Work on your placement. Also, I don't think I've mentioned client.headlerp in console. Don't let somebody make you feel like you need to uninstall the game or give up. Don't let anybody make you feel like you can't refine your skills. Don't let anybody fucking tell you to uninstall this shit because you're trying to figure out how to configure your settings or something like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of toxicity out there. All right, man. So here's what's going to happen. I have an hour and 30 minutes or so of PvP footage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to meet the game where I'm at currently. And I'm going to unpack every single thought about PvP and aim training and everything like that as it comes in live time. So let's get right into it. Start off with essentially just trying to keep your opponent bleeding. Trying to be as efficient as possible with the spray, right? And the way that I think about sprays and hit boxes and hit markers is like, if you can imagine a line with 30 dots on it, 30 points, and on the points, there may or may not be an X or a triangle or a circle or something like that, representing hit markers, you know, headshots, body shots, and things like that. In the string of dots, at the beginning of it, the beginning of the spray, you want it to have X's and triangles and circles and things like that hung up on the dots like ornaments. I'm trying to explain like the it's like an audio composition. Like, the audio sounds a certain way if you do it right. That's how I think about it.
Full med or something, or what?
And I often wonder why people starve themselves of information about where their opponent is while they're medding or while they're repositioning and stuff.
He just emptied his clip.
It's important to, like, employ empathy. Like, a lot of people think that empathy is like this this weak thing or something like that. No, empathizing with what the other person is experiencing allows you to adjust and take risks accordingly.
He's not looking.
So I'm expecting that he's looking over here at the rock that I was before I repositioned.
Fucking lag, dude. I can't believe it.
And there is going to be evidence of training amongst latency and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. And I have no doubt that I'm probably, toxic as shit sometimes from time to time. So maybe that'll help highlight the I guess the emotional state that I'm at in the game too. Like, it's not always resourceful to huff and puff about latency or projectile invalids or things like that. Like, at this point, it's just part of the game. Just part of the game.
Yeah. Something a little bit more balanced like that.
Before I recorded this compilation of wins here, I had in my mouse configurations things like I had the sensitivity all the way up on the scale in my Windows settings, and I also had mouse acceleration activated as well. So the problem with mouse acceleration is essentially, like, the best way that I can explain it is if you can picture an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar. Now, they have two different properties, but they're both guitars, right? An electric guitar is often played with reverb or distortion or something like that, but acoustic guitars usually have a dry sound. They don't have electric effects and things like that, recording engineers and things like that will talk about the tone of an electric guitar when it's got distortion on it or reverb on it. They regard that as wet tone. And then the dry sound of the acoustic guitar is, of course, dry then, right? So the difference between having a wet mouse control and a dry mouse control is mouse acceleration, as far as I can tell, because mouse acceleration doubles your movements, or it doesn't even double it. Like, it's not even like a perfect mathematical thing from what I can gather. Like, it's sporadic, meaning that sometimes it will overcompensate for little movements that you make with your mouse and things like that, which makes it so that you have to ultimately contract more muscles and do more adjustments, adding to more tension in your hands. If you are feeling tension in your hands, you are doing it wrong. I don't give a fuck what you say. If your wrist hurts, if your ligaments hurt, if your muscles hurt due to tension, if you're missing your shots and you feel tension, physical tension in either hands, you're doing it wrong. I think it was Minigod and Cartoon FPS, the aim train gurus. They said essentially, they essentially said a similar thing. Minigod said you should be holding your mouse like an egg, like how you gently hold an egg. And the best practice for your left hand is also a similar approach, right? Konstantin Stanislavski in An Actor Prepares even says even in like acting and singing and stuff like that, like the relaxation of muscles is the way to activate the true capacity of your skills in a given craft.
Oh, he's not dead. He's not dead. He's just gonna peek right into it, continue going.
See, I don't understand why some people will take a headshot, take a body shot, take another body shot, for instance, and still crouch and commit to it. Like, did they just decide they committed at the beginning of the engagement? Because that's not remaining calibrated in the situation, if that's the case. If they made a decision, they're like, okay, I'm just crouching and spraying. I don't care if I get hit. I don't care if I can't see because I got a headshot. I am just spraying and unloading. Here's my aim cone at the beginning of the engagement, right? That's not being calibrated in the situation. You have to be able to dynamically calibrate yourself in the situation. So making a decision like that, if that was how it went, would essentially be prejudice. Prejudging the situation, right? The mark of the sane or skilled individual is calibration to reality in a sense, right? Calibration to reality. Perceiving reality as sharply and accurately as you can. Well, applying that principle to this game here. Instead of deciding like, hey, I'm going to jump up on this rock and just hold this air. I'm going to jump up on this rock and just poke my head out a little bit. Head glitch. And then just hold this one angle for 5 seconds. 10 seconds, you know? That ain't a strategy. For me. And on a server, maybe. It depends on the situation on a server. But like, if you're trying to train your skills, man, don't just sit there behind a rock and peek at something.
Is he just sitting behind the wall? Dude. Dude. What do you... Where are you?
So it's like constant repositioning, constant... like, I prioritize healing up to 100 more than a full mag, for instance. Like, I will keep 5 bullets in a mag. Just for the fact that you can unload those 5 bullets and still have a decent enough spray to keep your opponent bleeding in a quick engagement. So I think of it like a fight in terms of engagements. Like, if somebody kills you on the first engagement, like, there's your fight, right? But doing a balanced fight, it's like you have an engagement, you feel the engagement out. If the engagement isn't working out due to aim cone or something like that, or your aim is a little off, you can restart your spray, or you can take cover, reposition, stuff like that. I found that if you commit to unloading your mag when you have aim cone problems, you get some bad luck due to aim cone or something like that, just restart your spray. Spray refresh.
Look at that lag. This is insane. This is insane, dude.
I'm surprised you even survived that. So I probably had a projectile invalid or something, right? So I'm just going to keep on flanking to the left, keeping an eye all the while. I shouldn't have reloaded, because I could have just lit him up right there.
Look at this fucking lag.
Okay, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with reloading while you're repositioning or pushing up. If you get caught, and like, I didn't have to. I had half a mag. I had 13 bullets, right? I could have lit him up instead of gone on the offensive. I could have been offensive instead of defensive. That's the point.
Like, that's so fucked up. Oh my god.
And the lag messes up with the wall placement, so sometimes I'll place a wall where I think it's going to be just like the perfect angle, and it clips it just at a weird, awkward angle.
God. That is fucked up, man.
Just gonna push. Hopefully get an awkward angle for him, because his walls are spent, right? So now he's stuck at the awkward angle, and he has a minimized damage discount with the cover. And the way that I keep pressure on somebody sometimes, like if this is my cover, right? This is my cover. I'll put my aim like this and slowly, like if I had a skewer or something like that, like a straight line, I apply the pressure like this. Like I don't give a fuck what's directly behind it, you know, parallel to where I am, right? As a point. I don't really give a fuck too much about like what's directly behind, but I'll put pressure on this, and then I'll put pressure on this side, all the while keeping an eye on what's going on here. So it's like, keep the pressure. I'm controlling where the threat could possibly come from. Does that make sense? No, I'm controlling where the threat could come from, and I'm also keeping an eye on what's actually going on with a strategy like that.
Nothing hit there. That's crazy. That's crazy. Keep him bleeding, keep him bleeding.
Yep, I was going to say, keep him bleeding if you can.
Keep going.
He doesn't
know where I am right now.
It's always important to know if your opponent knows where you are. And, you know, repositioning like that, it's like, could have been bad because they don't have a wall, but took a risk, and it looks like it turned out. Sometimes you take a risk, and you're like, I can't believe he didn't look. He didn't even peek? That's fucking crazy. He walked right through my portal there. I tend to, like, if I had to describe it or call it something, like, that's what I'd call it. If someone's running like this, and you put a spray through it, and he walked right through it, like, he just walked through a little portal there. It's important to categorize and describe stuff in this certain way, at least for me personally. Like, it makes it so that the ideas are nice and crisp and clear.
Okay. He's not looking. We'll give him a second to think. Okay. He doesn't know where I am.
So in this situation, I'm keeping, like, the reason I'm holding this particular angle is because I know where he is. There's only two places he could be, according to the way that according to his play style, essentially, right? So he's got he could either be on this side of his wall, the left side, or the right side. And I'm holding it so that he's probably looking over here. He probably wouldn't push. He could push. But chances are he's going to see that there's no information going on the left side, eventually peek over here where I'm just waiting for him, right?
Peek again. Oh,
right
okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll peek when I run, right?
Horrible timing.
You'll peek when I run. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Bad timing sometimes,
okay.
Huh? I didn't have to. Yeah. I didn't have to
Now it's my
reload.
turn. Something like that.
Just constantly repositioning, constantly looking at other angles, constantly knowing where he is, constantly knowing if he moves, constantly knowing if he knows where I am. Determining whether or not I should be afraid of his spray in the open. Not afraid per se, but to take it seriously as damage output.
Okay. Can't make the jump.
Little headshot trade. That was a risky-ass push. Risky. Wasn't ready for him there. Another headshot trade. So, like, even if I didn't hit him there, he can still hear where my bullets hit. He could hear if the bullets are near, like, in a cluster nearby each other, so he can determine whether or not my spray is something to be aware of or take seriously, right?
Fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
Okay, so you'll find I rarely peek like hugging the cover like this. I will always, like, if I have to reload or heal up a little bit, I will I'll gain some distance holding S, pulling away from the cover, because here's the reason. Like, in this situation, let's say that he begins an engagement with me right here, right? And let's say even I'm farther back, right? He would expect my hitbox to be along the lines of this peak right here, right? But if I'm significantly farther back than most people play, like hugging up against the wall, doing AD over and over again, if I'm farther back and peeking him in that engagement, yes, my hitbox is more or less where he expects it to be, but my hitbox is also diminished in size significantly while I'm expecting the engagement to go the way that it goes. So I'm subverting his expectations by putting some distance between myself and the cover. It can't expose yourself for flanks and stuff like that, but that's the reason why I do that motion of keeping, like, when I'm backing up, healing or reloading or something like that, I'm keeping, like, if this is my cover, I'm keeping aware of the information on the left and right, while I'm also healing up or reloading, ready for an engagement. When the engagement happens, it's not going to be like your opponent expects it to be, doing it like that. Keeping him bleeding, that's a good engagement.
Something like that. Very good. GG. Sounds mad. First time here this wipe. Let's see. See how hashtag does. Let's give him some weird movement here.
So the reason I did movement like that, or started experimenting with movement like that, is not only crouching is your hitbox diminished, but also looking away and down makes it so that if my head is right here, and my opponent is over here, my head hitbox is completely diminished, so he's less likely to hit a headshot. If he does hit me, he's more likely to hit a body shot or in the back, right? Back or legs. It minimizes the damage output possibility for your opponent to be limited to the back or the legs and not the head. Plus, if you're facing away from your opponent while you're crouching down and looking away and looking down even, you have the possibility to even minimize your to minimize the size of your hitbox as well by standing up and running farther away real fast and then crouching again. You see what I'm saying? Like, not only does it minimize his capacity for damage output, but it also buffs your ability to create disadvantages even further for your opponent. And there's other situations in here where I try that movement, and experienced players struggle with that. So it's a really beneficial way to do movement if you're ever caught by an AK guy in like an open field or something like that. Typically, most people will just throw in the towel and say that, you know, oh, fair enough, the AK guy caught me in an open field, I'm fucked, right? Movements like this could possibly be a play, like a movement play. Some plays are movement-based, some plays are aim-based, some plays are deception-based, some plays are placement-based, some plays are movement-based. So, like, as a movement play, something like this could save you on a server.
See how hashtag does.
If you're caught in the open by an AK guy.
Let's give him some weird movement here. Okay.
You'll see. There's footage of other players that really struggle with that movement, and it's a movement strategy that's you know, provably valuable.
How are you not dead? How are you not dead? Fuck, dude. Okay, where are you? Okay. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I wonder where the bullets went.
He out-aimed me. And I showed him my aim cone. I committed to a spray that was bad. I showed him my aim cone. That's what happened. Hi. Here's my aim cone. You like my aim cone? Cool. Here I am.
Nowhere, apparently.
Here I am. Here's my aim cone. Let me waste my resources in front of you.
Apparently.
That's what that is. Committing to a bad spray.
He's not looking. Okay.
Yeah, just constantly being aware of the opponent's state, if they're good at their time management, if they're good at their placement, if they are good at their information systems, like doing jump peeks while you're healing, instead of just looking at the wall or looking away. You know, keeping, like, it's so important to be aware of where your opponent is. And I can't believe how many people starve themselves of this information. It's fucking crazy. Oh, now he knows where I am, right?
Okay. He sees me now. You
mean to tell me that you're not? You mean to fucking tell me you're not dead? It's part of the game, man. You probably got a fucking projectile invalid. So it's like, in terms of like emotional resilience and like taking a rational approach to dealing with something like that, like instead of huffing and puffing, it's like, you know, what's a good principle to even bring up is like, for instance, the way that golfers think, right? When a golfer takes a swing, they don't hit the ball and then stop the club. They don't hit the ball and stop the club. They always follow through. So maybe I should come up with a principle. It's like follow through, right? Like, you just keep on outputting damage. You just keep on outputting damage. Despite the hit markers that you actually receive, it's like, just continue, just keep outputting damage. I don't know. In all situations, you know, on the server, you wouldn't want to do that. So maybe in a PvP situation with a high ping server like this, decent principle. Not the best principle, but like, there is something to that. Like following through, like a golfer swings a golf club, like, because they're using more of their resources to keep that angle going and swinging through. Like there's always one more. There's always one more hit marker. I don't know. Interesting. You need to fucking tell. Maybe I need to think about it more. But regardless, it's an interesting concept that I think has some kind of application. I don't think I quite got it, but maybe I need to think about it more. Tell me that? That's fucking crazy. Yeah, now he knows where I am. Okay, great. Yeah, it's just the timing is all fucked up. Also, let me highlight something real fast while I'm at it. Okay. Whoa. Come on, bud. I just need to see the inventory real fast. Okay. I'll get a better inventory look. So like, here's essentially how. Let me see if I can capture the frame real fast. Capture the frame. Come on. This player is not the best player. Anyways, I'll get a better look at the inventory and explain why that I put the meds where I do and stuff like that. Because it all factors in, because in PvP situations, you don't want to be fucking around with your inventory UI more than you have to, right? Keep him bleeding. Whoa, man. That's fucked up. What the fuck is that? All right, I'm training on this. Yeah, I think he even leaves. What the fuck is that? Pissed. I guess he was pissed. Pretty weird, right? He left. Wow. Holy shit. Okay, here's that movement again. You see how I keep the meds, like, okay, real fast. It's real fast. I'm trying to find a good look at the inventory UI. Right here. Okay, so the reason why I put the meds in the center boxes right there like that, and if I'm on a server, I'm gonna probably have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and a stack of bandages. I'll keep a stack of bandages right here, or actually probably on the 5th slot actually. But the reason why I put my meds and stuff like that right here and let my scrap, low grade, and cloth be on these squares here. So cloth, low grade, scrap. It's like I always know where those resources go. Frags, HQM, whatever, they could just stack up wherever else. But components and stuff like that has all that area here. I will usually put my ammo for my weapons over here. The reason for that is you want to have access to boxes that you can move around and stuff like that. And you also, like, when you open up the inventory UI, your mouse cursor pops up right here. So I see some people that put meds down here, which makes sense if you want to click and drop, right? But you can hover loot in your inventory between these boxes here and your hot bar, right? So if I have and the way that I have it set up is like I have my hover loot attached to my mouse here. So it's just a quick swipe of my mouse and my thumb pressing a key, right? It's not clicking and dragging and setting. It's just dragging over, right, with the hover loot. So that being said, if I open up my inventory UI and I have to drag my cursor all the way from here to here, click and drag a syringe back into my hotbar, compared to keeping it right here where the lines are so small in comparison. Plus, I don't have to click and drag it anywhere. I just hover loot it and it replenishes, because I try to keep one medical syringe to keep the square set up so that the hover loot will know exactly where to put it, right? So keeping it set up like this, like I started doing it like this when I was running tunnels and stuff like that, because I was running through meds and I was in the inventory UI way too much, doing too much clicking, too much dragging, too much setting. And I found that this is the best way, the most efficient way possible that I've found in Rust to operate your healing systems in your inventory UI. So there you have it. Ooh. All right. Pushing while reloading. Such a bad idea. Such a bad idea. It's like one of the worst things you could do is push while you're reloading. It's so, like, if that's the one thing that, like, whenever I see it, I'm going to cringe from now on. Barring some exceptions, there are some exceptions where it makes sense. But, like, for the most part, pushing while reloading is the most irrational thing that I could possibly try. So whenever I see it, I'm just like, the fuck am I thinking? Am I just in the moment trying to be aggressive? I guess so.
Okay. Just
it's always a bad idea. Always a bad idea? Mostly a bad idea.
I guess.
See, it's just a quick flick in the inventory UI. Quick flick, and I've replenished my heals, right?
Guy's insane.
Of course, keep him bleeding if you can. Quick peek, quick peek. Just a tap to let him know I'm still looking at that angle. Okay. While I'm reloading, quick jump peek while I can't do anything. Gather information, right? I'm going to call peeks information gathering. Yeah, that was a mismanagement of resources and over-aggressive extension on my part. He's a better player. He was like, in the chat, he's like, what the fuck? Try and do shit, man. He's a better player. Yep, setting it up just how I like it. And the deployable, I'm going to start doing this in servers a lot more. I usually don't roam with walls in servers because it's so expensive as a solo. Because that's how I play solo vanilla Rust, right? You know, farming up an extra 1,500 wood. I mean, it doesn't sound that much, but when you got everything else going on a vanilla server, it's like, do I need to really just, you know, farm up a bunch of fucking wood for that? Yeah. From now on, yeah, I think I should be doing this after developing these skills. Yeah, 100%. Like, I've died so many times getting shot in the back, shot on the side, and I didn't have a deployable. And I didn't have the skill set to be able to deploy it properly when somebody begins an engagement out of nowhere, right? So, yeah, I'm going to be operating according to... I would probably move my melee up to the square just above the second square on the hotbar. I would probably put my melee right there. Look at the movement. He struggles with it, right? And then you could just flick on them when you know where they are and start beaming them. Now, hitting them would also be good, but the point is, the possibility was there in this case, right? Okay, so I know exactly where he is. I know that I can push properly. I don't have to reload, do I? I don't. Good practice, good practice. Now I reload when I'm by cover. I think I lose track of him here. I think he actually pushed up, and I didn't realize. Yep. And then I would try to flank him if I could. So now he's lit. He's lit, I'm lit. I'm taking a chance here. I could still output damage. I got 7 bullets. He doesn't know where I am. He doesn't know where I'm pushing. I still think he doesn't know where I am. Right. Positional plays. Now here's the thing. When you make positional plays like that, then it becomes like target practice. It becomes like the aimbots, the targets, the you know, just the hit boxes that are just bots that run around on servers. If you're good at subverting your opponent's attention and expectations, it can become a kind of target practice, right? Instead of an engagement, it becomes target practice. So I'm going to keep on repositioning, putting distance between myself and my own cover, right? So when I do peek, it's going to subvert his attention and my hitbox is going to be diminished. And I control that advantage. Creating distance, right? Because, like, what else do you do otherwise? Like, what else are you doing otherwise? You're looking at the wall and waiting? There's more that can be done, right? Keep him bleeding, keep him bleeding. Good, good, good. Do I push? I do. Wow.
Fucking crazy.
That was good.
The lag is just insane. Right, right. Headshot, body, body. You're not dead. Okay. Alright. I'm just curious, was that a projectile invalid or what? What did I get him down to? 25, okay.
It's important to have combat log set up as a hotkey to F1 so that you don't have to type in combat log on the fly on a server. It does take about like 10 seconds to process after you get into an engagement, so give it some time to kind of cook. The way that I found to be the most emotionally resilient when you're dealing with combat log situations, like, after a fight, you're like, what the fuck happened? What did I even get him down to? I would be satisfied with an engagement if I lost the engagement, if I got him down to around 20 HP. Get him down to 45, not good enough. Get him down to 30, not good enough. 20 or less HP on the combat log after engagement, like, that's a pretty good indicator that you exchanged damage output in a way that was competitive, at least. So what I'm saying is it's a good benchmark. It doesn't, like, if you keep losing fights but you're getting people down to 20 HP, it just means you have to tighten up your aim. Or you maybe have to start aiming for heads a little bit more. Because there's been plenty of fights where I've hit somebody like 5 body shots and they hit me 4 times, but they hit me 2 times in the head, right? Therefore they win. So think about like, it's 100% beneficial as a player or a craftsman or somebody acquiring a skill, developing a skill set, to be honest about where you are, to meet the game where you're at, to identify your weak points, and to not only identify them but to categorize them, unpack the ideas about them, why they matter, and make adjustments and start to see better results.
Oh, it just seems so legit, doesn't it? Bullshit.
Yeah. You don't win them all. Some people are just better. Some people's aim is just better. And, like, the thing is, some people like that, they would they would call that shitting on somebody, right? Fair enough. Who knows if he's legit? There have been people on this server that have talked shit to me after beating me that get banned for hacking 10 minutes later. So it's like, who knows what disproportionate disadvantages you may have in a server. Who knows? Don't let somebody make you feel like you need to uninstall the game or give up. Don't let anybody make you feel like you can't refine your skills. Don't let anybody fucking tell you to uninstall this shit because you're trying to figure out how to configure your settings or something like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of toxicity out there.
All right. Everybody gets the weird movement now. Everybody does. Everybody does. Since something fishy seems to be going on.
There we are.
Yeah.
Keep him bleeding. Does he know where I am? I'm probably expecting him to peek on the left side, so I'm probably going to do something weird here to subvert his expectations.
Really?
That's weird. That's really weird. that he did that. After getting lit up, you chose to jump on the rock? So, all the while that I'm gathering information on where he is, I've never stopped moving. Notice that. I've continually held S, moving S, SA, SD to gather information while creating a disadvantage when I have all the information available to adjust if I need to. Plus, I have a little bit of extra cover, making it so that there's this nice little angle here, right? So weird. I guess I'm gonna try and flank him. Keep him bleeding, but like if I notice somebody like headshots me like that and I've got some good cover, I'm gonna look away, turn my head down, and crouch. Keep your most sensitive hitbox protected if you can in those situations. That's how to do it. Reposition, heal up, load up. Maybe do a bandage. And yep, by the time I peek again, I'll be at 100. Can you please die? It's fucked up, man. So, as I'm healing and reloading, I'm doing a big reposition because I have to, and which takes time. So you might as well just do a heavy reposition sometimes. Keep him bleeding. Very good. And we're gonna peek wide left again. Fucking crazy. How many hits was that? 5? 5 body shots? Then we're gonna lag. Yeah, dealing with like crazy lag in this server. Out of control. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna go to the left? See, like, I wasn't expecting to hit him there per se. There was a possibility, but like, he hears all those little hits on the ground near him, so it's just gonna, it's just a little reminder that like, hey, I see you, and I'm gonna output damage near you. Like, it's like communication, sub-communication. Yeah, 3 hits. Is he gonna act like he's? Is he gonna peek again? Real fast? Yeah. Yep. I've still got 5 bullets, so I could still do damage output. Quick peek. I've got plenty of distance between myself and the cover, right? Doubled. Take that, bitch. Not bad. Keep it smooth. I'm talking about the, like, when I talk like that, it's like the rational mind is talking to my lower mind, reminding my lower mind to keep the movement of the mouse smooth. It's not metaphorical. It's descriptive. like the best spray that I've been able to kind of figure out is determined by smooth and gentle egg grip, the way that Minigod explained. That's okay. Egg grip, like a quail's egg. Woo. Okay, he's lit. I'm lit. Quick peek. Oh, quick reposition. Aggressive reposition.
He probably does.
Taking a chance here.
Too late. Okay. By the time I peek again, I'll be at 100 health. Or close to it.
And it's important to note, like, I was looking at the quick flick of the inventory UI for the medical syringes, right? And it's like the difference between clicking and holding and setting and all these little things, it's micromanaging. The way that I have it set up, it's macro manage. Hover loot, and it just goes where it needs to go. Macro manage. Not only is it economy of motion, and economy of resource management, economy of distance of cursor travel, but it also gives you more of your time. It activates more of your time to be aware of the critical information that will win you fights and things like that. Keep him bleeding.
Worth a try for the headshot there.
When I think about playing this game, like especially with PvP, like a lot, it turns out like another golf analogy popped in my mind, right? So let's say this is like let's say this is like the golf ball hole in the ground, right? And like let's say this is a hill. Like let's say there's a like an incline like this, right? So like if a ball comes like this, it's gonna roll up and over. If I push the ball so that it goes like this, and it rolls over and the incline doesn't even give it the possibility to even go in, it never had a chance. But if I even keep on lobbing balls that go, you know, up and over, up and just under, never had a chance. Up and over, had a chance. Had a chance. Didn't have a chance. I have no idea if that even translated. Nope, it didn't translate. My camera's not even set up. I'm new to the whole content creation thing, so I'm kind of developing it. So let me try explaining this again. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna try and fucking do this. Try and fucking set this up so that you can see what I'm talking about. Let's say that this is a golf ball, like a golf green, right? This is the golf ball hole. There's an obvious incline here. If the golf ball, if I tap a golf ball and it takes this trajectory, right? It never had a chance. If I tap a golf ball and it takes this trajectory, it had a chance of going in. If I tap the golf ball and it takes this trajectory, it had a chance of going in. This, it had no chance.
Okay, he's just wasting bullets now. Headshot for you. How do you like that? Lag.
See, like, it bugs me to see when I'm, like, reloading when I have damage output capacity and I just continue to reload while I'm looking at him. Like, I could have just refreshed the AK and started to output the damage that I had left, right? It's very interesting to review your play while your attention isn't divided so bad in game. Like this is incredibly resourceful. I hope it's like, you know, I hope it's helpful in some way for other players as well. This is fun. Keep gathering information. And here's the thing too. notice how I gather information or peek in this particular way. Check this shit out. There's a reason why I do it like this. Okay, watch this. I will peek while I'm aiming at where I can go behind cover. The reason for that is I still have the information over here on the peripheral. You don't need the center of your screen to look at where your enemy is, right? Your enemy could be up here on the peripheral of your screen. It doesn't matter. But aiming myself such that the trajectory of where I could run makes it so that if I have to take cover, I can run quickly to that cover, as opposed to I can run Shift W compared to just holding D, which is like 50% of the travel speed. So that's the reason why I peek like this, pulling back. If I need to, I can just run like that, right? And I'm overextending myself here because I have a wall. I can always wall up if I need to. Ugh. What else can you do other than aim right at him sometimes, right?
Okay, drained of meds. What else can I do other than aim right at him?
Right? He's not acting like he's hit. The fuck, man? So, instead of healing, he reloaded. Check that shit out. He got hit 4 times. What was it? 4 times. Let's count it. That's what we're here for. He's unloading right now. Unloading. 2, 3, 4. 4 hits. And he's still unloading. He's probably got, what, 3 bullets left? Now, instead of healing, he reloads. He's 1 hit.
Oh my god. Dude, reload the shit.
He took a chance with a 1 hit. He prioritized damage output instead of his hit points. Wow. Right. Yeah, this makes sense. Guess I'm gonna go for my rock over here. Repositioning aggressively. Aggressive flank. He knows where I am, I guess. Right. Yeah. Just start it off with a fucking headshot. Right. Start off with a headshot. Right. Yeah. That demonstrates the possibility that you can. No player is exempt from being a hitbox, right? The player model, it's a hitbox. You have damage output. They accept your damage output if you connect, right? It doesn't matter if your reaction time is less than your opponent sometimes. It doesn't matter if their aim is better. Sometimes you could still win the engagements, despite certain disadvantages. Just highlighting that. GG, dude. I guess I won that one. Lag. Got a weirdo. I think I get frustrated with this guy because he doesn't peek at all. At all, I should say. He sits behind walls for a really long time, starving himself of information.
We got a pussy weirdo.
Okay. I think that's a little harsh, but you know, we're all here to develop our skills here on the server, so let's keep that into consideration. It's just when you start getting competitive and stuff like that, the name calling becomes a thing. You know how it fucking goes sometimes, right? Timing is all off. I could have.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Cringe, man.
Timing is so bad. And he's sticking to his strategy is hugging the wall. AD. Look how this goes. Like, is it time efficient? No. Is it resource efficient? No.
Okay. I'm moving up on you.
So I think he even went in front of the cover there. I think he even went in front of the cover. Yeah, he completely peeked and overexposed himself and denied himself the possibility of a damage discount, which is what cover is. A 100% damage discount.
Okay, I see. When you have good cover, you can just crouch and not have to move.
It's what clothing is too, with the percentages and all that. Like, it matters. If you haven't taken the time to actually weigh out the differences between clothing and things like that, and in armor sets and whatnot, like, that's a critical skill to be aware of as a Rust player too.
Just rely on the cover and focus. It's mindless. But it's a positional play, right? I've got a better spray.
He's not peeking for more than a second. Okay, push up, please.
Keep an eye on him.
Is he going to be hugging the...
Left or right?
Yeah, he's hugging it. So, does he expect this to be something that he could surprise me with? What is the best scenario in his situation right now? He didn't even use a wall. He's just hiding behind the spawn wall. Like, does he expect to surprise me by peeking right here? Or peeking right here? Does he expect to fucking win?
Left or right? What are you doing?
And now he's gonna hide again. And he pushed.
Okay.
I guess I must have drained him of meds, because why would he push with no HP like that?
He wasn't healed and he pushed. Fascinating.
Okay, so if this guy was to improve, certainly aim and certainly positional plays. He's got to think and empathize a little bit more with what the other player is experiencing.
Oh, so much for your peek there. Yep.
Flanking.
GG.
See, the reason why I was able to target practice him was the fact that he starves himself of information. He didn't know where I was. He lets the cover do the work for him. He lets the mindless damage discount just stand there. And that's playing the game for him. Not to be an asshole, but to be fair, like if I was offering advice for him, not that I'm the best player in the world or anything, but that would be like his area that he needed to work on. For sure. Without a doubt.
Surely I could beat Zuck here at 847, right? Let's go.
See, like, I would consider that a really bad engagement on my part. Like, hit him twice at the cost of completely emptying my mag. Like, if you're gonna empty your mag at this point, like, you better be having a fantastic fucking engagement. If you're emptying your mag, you probably should be at 3 hits. I'm just talking to myself. That's what I think is, like, the rational approach. At least 3 hits to like completely empty your mag to 0. At least 3. Because then you have the possibility of unloading and letting your 4th hit be the one that does it. Not a guarantee, but a possibility.
Is he pushing or not? Doesn't look like it. He's not even looking. Oh, he's okay. He's over there. But he doesn't know I'm over here. So.
Okay. That's one of the few exceptions. Like, I would say that's one of the few exceptions where pushing and reloading is kind of okay. Like, I knew for a fact he was fucking lit and he was scared. I knew for a fact. And I'm ready to wall at any moment. Taking a risk. Ah! Yeah, the lag got me again. Creating distance. Controlling the disadvantage that he is surprised with.
Come on, guy. Come on.
Would have gone differently if I had a full mag. That's for sure.
Come on. Come on. That's crazy. There's no excuse for that on my part. It was still a trade. It could have been much better. That's fucked up.
Yeah, if I had a full mag, that would have been a perfect engagement.
Fucking hit something, man.
Constantly gathering information, constantly. It's lag. Yeah, I just had to reload unnecessarily because of lag. It's lag. Oh, so like, the frustration here is it's understandable. You're trying to refine your skills and you need accurate information to be able to do that. Oh my god. It's like you're doing time management. This game is ultimately like, yeah, people are complaining in the chat about the lag, but the game is ultimately like a sandbox game with tools and resources, right? That's what I've boiled it down to in the past. But like ultimately, what is it really? It's like it's time management. Like what is base upkeep? One of the few games that will actually be a factor when you're not playing it. Isn't that interesting? The beauty of Rust. It's the beauty of it. Shut up, stupid. People talking shit in the chat. You know, some people I've found on these servers, they're like they actually treat like chat shit talking in the game as a strategy. Like some people, instead of information gathering, like jump peeking or jiggle peeking or something like that, some people will open the chat while they're reloading or while they're healing behind cover and talk shit. And that's how they spend their time. That's how they manage their time in a PvP situation, trying to refine their skills. It's like 100% the fucking wrong thing to do. Typing in a PvP setting behind cover. Like, there's nothing more unproductive than that. In a PvP situation. Healing, gathering information. Where is he? Okay, there he is. And the funny thing is, some people would see that and they'd be like, you're afraid to peek. It's like, I was reloading and gathering information. Not a lot of people play like that. More people should, I think. But maybe if you could empathize, you would understand that I'm not terrified of you. I'm managing you as an opponent. Aggressive push, aggressive push. Good job. A little bit, worth a chance. Those had a possibility, and like a lot of people would consider 3 bullets in a mag not, you know, not worth anything, you know, not worth a chance. It's always worth a chance to keep your opponent bleeding if you can, even if it's just a quick little tap. Even 1 bullet, sometimes you'll hit it. Let him know where I'm looking and where I am. Keep him bleeding.
Wow.
And he just, yeah, hit me behind the rock. It's laggy.
Headshot through the rock, huh? Thanks to ping.
Laggy, laggy. Stop complaining. The standing peak.
Stand peak, huh?
Mm-hmm. 2 bullets.
Ooh,
That was
almost.
worth a shot. Keep him bleeding. I guess push to the right, huh? He knows where I am. Repositioning accordingly. Woo!
That's fucked up, dude.
The lag got me again with the wall placement. That's fucked up. It is. Still got him.
Fucked up, still got him. Excellent. Excellent. Did I win that one? GG. I did, didn't I? Well, if I could take it, whatever. Whoa, that lag. Oh my god, the lag's crazy. That lag is so fucked up.
Creating distance. Where did he go? Right there. And I have S. I have S going on right here. So I'm creating distance as I'm gathering information. I think he got lucky with that one.
It's a trade, I'll take that.
Still a trade.
Where did they go?
Hi, here's my aim cone. Here I am.
Gonna look at me? Gonna be on the left? Yep. GG. Let me do some weird movement on you.
Two hits.
Oh, he's already over there. Okay. The lag.
That's crazy.
The lag is crazy fucked up.
So those could have been projectile invalids for all I know. Factoring that in, of course. Repositioning in a way that subverts expectations. He's overextended. And I peeked him at a time and distance away that he was not expecting.
Not smooth, not smooth.
Okay, good engagement. Reposition, push up to the right, I suppose. Taking a risk. Reloading when I didn't need to. Ah!
What the fuck? That's so fucked up.
The wall placement with the lag is more fucked up than projectile invalid almost. That was pretty good, right? I would have expected to see more hitboxes there. Hit marks. Fair enough. What was he doing? What was he doing?
GG. We take it.
What was he doing? Running back away from me like that. Also, I guess a quick clip from a Restoria server, Perfect Aim Train, I think. It's kind of an example of how I prompt myself as I'm aiming. Like I treat my rational mind as an external prompt issuer for different behaviors and things like that. So
aim and tap smooth. Aim and tap. Aim and tap.
So sometimes I'll be like aim and tap, aim, burst of 3, burst of 4, headshots only. If I'm on a server with like the running bots and stuff like that, I'll prompt like, okay, headshots only, like headshots only hazmat, headshots only full metal, only far away running bots, headshots far away running, stuff like that. And I'll just prompt it as I'm training. I'll be like, okay, switch it up. It's like a mixtape or something like that. It's like having your own personal trainer or something like that. That way you can in-source your novelty in your training. Like there's neurosis and there's novelty, right? Neurosis is the circular stuff, like what I would consider to be like neurotic playstyles would be like sticking to the UKN server only on Dead Man's Desert, which is the rock map that we've been examining and analyzing. Some players have figured out, oh, this is the perfect peak from this one angle if they happen to be right there. That's a neurotic playstyle. Like they'll go to that perfect peak every single time. The one where the rock hitbox is just how they know it is. Not how it ever will be in a server. So in this there's a way to describe it. There's a name for it. Situational confidence. The neurotic players that I've experienced that struggle to develop their skills, they employ neurotic strategies that have little to no novelty involved, little to no hand-eye coordination involved, little to no aim training involved. Whereas if you focus on novelty, that means you always need to reference the available information at all times, considering all of the details of the circumstances to the best that you can. The novelty approach and the skill-based approach varies from the closed-minded neurotic approach.
We're going for 90% if we can.
Just creating distance between your rational mind and your practicing mind. The rational mind and the behaving mind. Some people would call it the super ego and the ego. I would call it the rational mind and the behaving mind. And I think I was training the far field of view to right click into a target to flick on them.
Aim and tap, aim and tap.
And also, I don't think I've mentioned Aim Labs. Aim Labs is fantastic. If you have a chance to download the free app, Aim Labs, free. The pros use it. Plenty of other skilled players use it. The one game that I'd recommend, if you want to give it a try, is Grid Shot. Grid Shot's going to develop all those muscles in your wrist that you want to develop to maintain control over this section of the screen, the center. You want to be able to have, smooth, relaxed movement, holding the mouse like an egg. Like I could probably create like, you know, mouse, like, you know, with when I was studying music, you know, you could study scales, you could study rudiments if you're a drummer, scales if you're a like piano or a guitar player. um you know, so between rudiments and scales, if I wanted to create a system that's similar to music, I would say, you know, mouse, like cursor exercises, you know, the infinity sign or whatever. I don't know, you could probably figure out a bunch of different like fluid motions, like the vertical infinity sign, horizontal, like flipping the two, maybe. Keeping it smooth. Ah, that's a good one. That's a really good one, actually. Whoa. Like a tongue twister. See that? Infinity horizontal, 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 vertical. Ah! Okay. Horizontal, vertical. Try to keep it even. Even. Horizontal. That's something to do while I'm fucking like recycling even. Yeah, I like that.
Wow.
Creating distance and moving. I'm not just sticking to A and D like other people do. There's other dimensions to this. There are other dimensions than left and right. You can go left and back. You can go left and back to the right, you know? Dimensions. Think in terms of dimensions. Moving back doesn't mean you're scared. And don't let other players try to like do their fucking behavioral psychology on you, calling you scared or something like that because you do positional plays or something like that. Like, they are trying to influence your behavior so that you can be more, so that your plays are more within the realm of expectation for them. They're asking you to accommodate their neurotic play style. If somebody shames you for doing positional plays,
GG plugin. He lost track of me. Probably thinks I'm reloading, right? Got him once. He knows where I am.
I'm anticipating that he probably thinks this about what I'm doing. He probably thinks I'm fucking reloading. Oh, guess what? You're bleeding. Surprise. So I did that little extra spray on the other side so that he's not sure which way to peek now. So I'm trying to drive the behavior and drive the expectations of my opponent.
I think I'm a little bit better at the spray than him at the moment.
Not good enough in that engagement. He did a quick AD.
He's scared. But
My aim was really sloppy there. Like, why was I not looking right where he was going to peek? You know? Why did I look... Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Sloppy. And look at the correction of the spray was even fucked up. Like, it completely fucked the engagement. Why did I do that?
he's scared.
Oh well.
Push. GG.
So I guess I need to work on winning games faster. Like, creating more density with the damage output that my opponent accepts in their hitbox. Densely packed damage output. That's gonna win fights faster in the future.
Does he look again?
I get curious sometimes. I'm like, does he do it? Does he look? Does he gather information? What is he doing behind the rock?
No.
He doesn't even look. Why doesn't he
know where I
look?
am.
Why does he starve himself of information, which is the resource which will allow you to win the game, right? Did I lose track of him? Did he push up to the right? On the rocks?
He's either behind the rock or he made his way up to the far rocks.
Aha!
He did.
He's a sneaker.
Sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky.
Okay. Aggressive push. Quick damage output. He doesn't know that I have to reload. He doesn't know that I have to reload. That's the beauty of it. He thinks it's just a quick peek. 4 bullets, right? He doesn't know that those 4 bullets were the last bullets in my mag. He doesn't know. And then the next time that I peek him, it's fresh mag. But I could have, in his mind, I could have peeked him again. Faster. Does that make sense? Okay. I think I'm gonna go for another positional play. Do I push? I push left, I guess. And again, I've got the cover here, and I'm just gonna put the pressure on that way. I guess I do a wider peek if I don't know where he is. If I know where he is, then I'll do a tighter peek, a tighter pressure push, right? But if I don't know where he is, it's going to be like that. If I know where he is, if he's right here, then I'll probably peek like this, right there. But if I don't know where he is, I'll probably start wide. And then once we engage, I have control of going back in the cover or committing to it further. So you control where the threat comes from, and you're aware of the most information possible in that situation. And also, I'm anticipating if he has this little... I keep on pointing at the screen, but you can't see what I'm pointing at. So if he hides on this little Zecco peak, that's what they call it, Zecco peeking. It's a cheesy little peak where, you know, if somebody sets a wall on the rocks, there might be a little hole where they can poke their damage output focal point from, right? And I can't shoot back and hit them, right? That's what they call it, Zecco peeking. It's cheesy. I'm probably going to start shooting the wall just to let them know, like, you're not going to be doing this cheesy shit in this game right now. But the reason why I stopped it here is I'm anticipating, like, I'm gauging the fact that the barbed wire here will obscure the vision of my location if he peeks from the spot. So I'm like, okay, that's a really good angle. It's like the worst angle for him, actually. But he thinks that he's setting up a cheesy peek. He won't benefit from trying a strategy like this. Like, he doesn't grow as a player trying strategies like this. I think it's like 4 mags before you destroy a wall or something like that.
GG, my dude.
And then he gets taken out exactly how I described with the barbed wire, obscuring my position.
Dude. We take it. Okay, I'm just gonna have to stomp him real fast then.
I think that's the most efficient. I think that's the most efficient way to actually open this position on UKN. I think that's the most efficient movement. Like jumping, crouching, aiming down, and then jumping again, and then turning and unloading. Not unloading, but like, you know, beginning the engagement, let's just say.
Stomp him real fast then.
So minimized opportunity to put out damage. Minimized again. And then now I know where you are. I'm just going to unload and... yep. Not unload, but begin the engagement.
He's pogoing.
The difference between pogoing and jump peeking, as far as I can estimate it, is like you're 100% health and you're just going like this over and over again, gathering information. That's pogoing, right? When you're healing or reloading and jump peeking, that's exactly what that is. It's a jump peek. Not a pogo. Pogoing is the sign of a player who doesn't know what to do in that situation. And I think we'll find that he struggles.
Doesn't know where I am. Now he knows where I am.
The timing's all fucked up, I guess. And I think he's afraid to peek.
That fucking lag.
The lag messed up the wall placement again. Just
good.
Aggressive, like some people get overwhelmed when you when you reposition aggressively. People get overwhelmed. Like sometimes even in Prim, if you like I have a Crossy fight that I just recorded recently with a small group that I was contesting, and like if your movement and placement is really good in this game, some people like it's too much novelty for them. It's too much novelty for them, and they end up kind of throwing eventually.
Good aim, good aim, good aim.
There was one guy that I was fighting with a crossbow, and he had a bow. Plenty of arrows. And I kept on moving in ways that subverted his expectations, like, aggressively. To a point where he just started just aiming and looking at me. because the movement was too unexpected for him. Like, so it's important to note that if you're good at your movement and if you're good at your placement, that's a critical factor in activating novelty in the experience of your opponent, which is something that increases the challenge for your opponent, which increases your advantage, doesn't it?
Aha.
Reload. So he's declaring his position.
Okay, I don't know what he's shooting at. Does he think he's scaring me?
I think I overpositioned this guy. Yeah. See, like,
He's totally looking
so he thinks that he's pinning me down at a spot where I'm not at.
somewhere else.
He's looking down his hollow. That's why he doesn't see me. And theoretically, like, I should have taken a little bit more of my time with that and been more precise. But the point is, like, positional plays becomes target practice. If you like how it feels to be in the running targets and stuff like that, like, dial in your fucking placement. Dial in your empathy, your empathetic plays on this game. And then you can activate target practice in servers.
I don't know, wow, I should have hit those.
With real player movement. That's the difference. Target practice with real player movement instead of bot movement. That's what positional plays get you. If you're into that kind of thing, not everybody's into it. Some people like just W keying straight into the damage output. But sometimes it's nice to flank and outsmart your opponent in positional plays. So
I don't know what he was doing. It was really weird.
now, to be fair, in these servers, people come here to train specific skills. So who knows if he's trying to train a skill or something like that. Isolate some neural pathway for himself or something. Which is what training is. A lot of people don't fucking understand that it's neuroscience, what the shit is. Everything you do is connected to a fucking neuron. So if you don't know it, like what long-term potentiation is in neuroscience, like maybe take a look at that. Every single thing you do is attached to a neuron. Every single thing you experience, every sensation, every thought, every behavior. It's all neuroscience. Long-term potentiation, LTP, long-term potentiation. Check it out.
I'm gonna keep on pogoing.
Nerves that fire together, wire together.
The same spot?
You can eventually get to a point where it's like what you're experiencing is just information management. Does that make sense?
I think we'll be okay.
Information management.
Okay, clean up the right side here. Okay, yeah, just had a little angle there. Lag, 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 lag. Lag, 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 lag.
Now, it is complaining, right? It's a little complainy. It's a little bellyachy, right? But it's important to be aware when lag is a factor, when latency is a factor. And I created a fictional Greek pantheon, Greek-esque pantheon of like gods in the realm of Rust, which is pretty fun to make. And I think I should actually make an edition. I'll probably do that after this is done recording. I'll probably do one more god of latency called Latencia. Perhaps.
What is going on here
Latencia!
with this lag? Yes, 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 yes. GG.
When you can't see your target perfectly, use the visual information that's available to you, which are the tracers from his focal point. Like, I didn't see him perfectly there. Every hit that happened was thanks to the indication of his tracers from his spray.
Okay. Where are you? That's crazy. All right. You just
See, the thing is, he knows the perfect hitbox of that rock and all that shit. Like, he's done it 1,000 times, guaranteed. Right? How many fights has he won because the perfect hitbox that he's memorized from that angle, right? That's like, you know, probably his pet angle. He's working with pet angles.
and he gets hit, keeps on peeking into it, hits some headshots on me out of nowhere. All right.
You're using pet angles. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Pet angles. Memorized, specialized, circumstantial angles like that. Pet angles. From a neurotic playstyle.
Okay.
Pet angles, dude.
Might get one more shot.
Not skills. Pet angles.
Adamir. Heal up. Peek real fast. We'll reposition here. A little bit.
Why not? Why not? I didn't have to use a med there, I don't think.
Man. Okay. It's good, weirdly good camouflage with the wood there. Let me see. What did I get him down to? 35. Not good enough.
Not good enough.
Not
Ain't gonna
good
do
enough.
it. We need densely packed damage output early in the spray. Densely packed damage fucking output.
You're not gonna act like you're hit? You're not gonna act like you're hit? Okay. Alright.
I think it's getting later in the session where I'm getting fried a little bit. Pretty funny.
This guy is such a weirdo. What is he doing?
Yeah. I have no idea what he's doing.
Okay. Okay. What the fuck is this guy doing?
Like, that's a thing too. Like, maybe I should make a fucking god of irrational behavior because that's what's going on here. Or even a god of unproductive behavior.
This is so annoying.
Yep, I'm just gonna keep on repositioning aggressively, I suppose. Yeah. 2 bullets in the mag. Quick peek, hit them both. So, perfect example. You don't always need to be reloaded at 30. You don't always need to have 20. You don't always need to have 15. You don't always need to have 5 even. You can have 2 bullets and still maximize your damage output in the brief engagement, right? I will literally go back to the same fucking spot. Creating distance. Like, I'm getting frustrated because he's repositioning too much. But, fair enough, I guess, huh? I think this one goes all the way to Storm. Oh, nice. Yeah. Hi. Okay. Keeping the pressure. So here's the thing. I'm keeping it sort of wide, right? So here's my cover. I don't know where he is, so I'm keeping the angle, keeping the pressure angle wide. Keeping it very wide. I don't know exactly where he is. So that way, I can maintain this position with the most information available and the most control available. Like, I'm dominating the situation with this positioning. He wasn't expecting that. Oh! I'm getting aggressive here. Impatient with him. Fucking... Jeez, dude. Impatient with this guy. I guess I'm gonna heal up back to 100 if I can. And notice, I'm not hugging the cover. I'm going back and forth, pulling, running, pulling, running. So the reason I do that is because, you know, if you're sitting, like, let's say you're in a server, you're empathizing, like, where you are and being seen on a server is communication to other people. It's communication. If I put it that way, it communicates where your position is and all that shit, right? So think of it like this. Like, think of it like your avatar in a game like Rust, first-person shooter survival game. Your position is broadcasting. It's mass broadcasting to anybody who can see it or hear it. So I do that movement because I'm considering the fact that there could be somebody on a server. I'm developing skills that I'm going to use on a fucking server, not to just, you know, regurgitate back on this training server, right? I'm training skills here that I'm going to be using on the server. So I want to develop placement and movement that would be beneficial on a server. So I'm actually taking into consideration here in this situation the possibility that on a server there could be people in all the other degrees around me. So moving like that, pulling back while I'm healing and reloading and pushing, keeping distance between me and the cover, it's maximizing the novelty of movement for any opponent that could be viewing from any angle. Does that make sense? It's all based on empathy. And we all know that Rust players struggle with empathy a little bit. you know what I mean, you just know. So he's repositioning. He's sporadic. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's panicking. He dragged it out all the way to the storm. Good for him. GG. Let's see about you, Jimmy Choo. Is that it? Where you at, bud? Where you at? There you are. Gonna go ahead and flank left. Didn't have to place the wall, but I felt like holding this position, I suppose. So I'm pressure cooking him right now. This is, if I had to come up with a term for it, like I'm pressure cooking him. So I'm, by that I mean, I know where he is. He doesn't know where I am. And I'm letting him look where I want him to look so that he eventually looks for the new novel information, essentially peeking right into my perfect advantage right here. But it turns out I have a bad habit of not reloading when I should have. Like, if I had a full mag there, that would have been different, obviously.
If I had a full mag, that would have gone differently.
Right.
See, he thinks I'm behind this rock now.
I'm using my peripheral vision too. You know, you should, like, doing aim training and things like that. It trains your peripheral vision. I know for a fact in this situation, I'm holding here for the sake of the logistics in case he peeks on the obvious spot where I think he's going to peek. But I'm keeping a peripheral, like, this is the focal point for me right now. Despite the fact that I'm aiming here, I'm literally ready to flick here at any moment.
Jimmy Choo.
Like, GG, bud. Time management, information management, resource management. Rust is fucking management. That's what Rust is. Which is work.
Okay.
Like, you can't be lazy and make this shit work. Right?
I think he went for the middle rock. I'm just going to kind of peek it over here.
Guess I'm going to flank over, reposition real fast. So, I'm not going to do a long reposition because I'm at 100, right? That would be absurd.
Just going to peek right up here.
That would be along the lines of like pogoing, right? Peeking over and over again, jumping when you're at 100, and you could output damage. Like, doing a wide reposition when you're at 100 unnecessarily, like, that's what I would consider on the realm of, or in the same category as pogoing. So
Jimmy Choo, I headshot you, bud.
I'm a poet and I don't even know it. Shit.
Here. Okay, just keep him bleeding.
See, I'm gonna avoid doing shit like that in the future, like beginning an engagement with a jump. Because not only does it fucking let them know where I am, I can't output damage when I'm jumping. And by the time that I can output damage, they already know where I am and they're already shooting. So you bet, like, let me put it like this. Like, if you're going to jump in a fucking engagement, it's like one of the worst ideas you can do for your damage output. And for your positional plays. But if you're going to do it, you better have confidence in your aim. Like, you better have you better be willing to to hit 4 shots in your first 10, like 4 hit markers in your first 10 shots to be able to go for a play like that, right? You better know where they fucking are and be ready. Because it's a risky, jumping before an engagement is a high risk play. I did whiff. Let me tag you again. So like as I've been like going through this stuff, I start to realize like I think in terms of like managing possibilities too. Like it's worth taking those shots for the possibility you could keep him bleeding. Worst case scenario, he knows that I know where he is and I'm outputting damage or intending to output damage to him, right? Managing the possibility of where a threat could come from, managing the possibility of keeping your opponent bleeding, like that. Like, even if you don't, finish your opponent, but keeping them bleeding is enough to keep them using their resources, right? If you hit a shot on your opponent, you're managing their resources. A registered hit marker is you managing someone else's resources for them. Isn't that an interesting way of putting it? Because when you use a med, you're using, low grade cloth and frags, right? You'd prefer not to use a med if you don't have to. And much like a dollar, more HP now is more beneficial than more HP in the future. Because you can make more plays with more HP, right? Got some fucking gravy going on here, don't we? Almost. Reposition. Do a quick rake. Move back. Keep him bleeding. Move back. Keeping distance. S. Reposition. He's spent his walls. So he's... Okay, he repositioned. I didn't expect him to.
I thought I saw him over there. I thought I saw him.
He pushed out and overextended himself. That's why he lost that engagement. Keep him bleeding. Yep. Even with one bullet, worth the shot. Even if it's bad. Even if it's bad, he doesn't know.
And now he doesn't know where I am.
Right. Slowly,
Probably
slowly letting him cook, like cooking him. It's not hiding. To him, it looks like hiding. I'm letting him position himself in a way that's fucked up for him.
overextended over here.
Letting him cook. Keeping him bleeding. Repositioning. Now, he could peek into me, and I'd be kind of fucked here. But I took that risk, it turns out. I wouldn't do it in the future. I would probably go to the spawn wall. But this is a better position, so it turns out the risk was worth it. I'm letting him cook. If he peeks over here, he's not going to see anything. Letting him cook on the other side. Caught him out in the middle. He was probably reloading while he was pushing. That's why he walled so late. So I'm going to create more distance. I'm not hiding from him. Not hiding from the guy. Repositioning so that I have different cover from a different angle. Keeping him bleeding. Now he's stuck at 3 knocks just to remind him.
That's 3 knocks for 3 hits. Just in case you forgot.
There you go. Creating distance. I didn't have to wall there, but I chose to. Creating distance. So, like, doing it like this, instead of, you know how maybe several fights back, there was that guy that was running away from me, and I just shot him in the back. Slowly backing away with S allows you to immediately just snap right into an engagement with the available information. If you turn your back away from the opponent, you're creating a disadvantage for yourself. But if you're backing up and you're aware of the information, you're able to just immediately, crouch, zero in, and begin your fresh engagement with your health bar back to 100, right? And I think I do a positional play here that's kind of interesting. Keep on repositioning.
Jimmy Choo, GG bud.
And it's just a run-of-the-mill
Baba
engagement.
Yaga. He thinks he's John Wick. Let's see.
I think he does. Start him off with some bleeding. I didn't have to reload immediately.
Baba Yaga. GG. Oh, he's mad now.
I usually like to do like a tap or two sometimes from time to time before I reload, because they don't know that I have to reload after something like that. Like, maybe a seasoned player will figure out, like, yeah, he's probably reloading right now, but majority of players, it does sow doubt. so it can manage the time a little bit. It can manage the time by influencing their placement and their expectations. Getting aggressive with the push here, I suppose. Caught in the open. Half a mag, not bad. Creating distance. Creating more distance. More distance, more distance, more distance. All the information is available to me. All of it. Slowly creating distance. I'm creating a disadvantage for him further. Keeping him bleeding. Aggressive reposition. I have cover. One moment, one moment. Now, I'm doing the peek where I gathered the information from the left panel of the screen, right? So I'm aiming my avatar like this, so that if he comes, I can run and quickly take cover if I needed to. Dimensions. Think in terms of like fucking dimensions of this game, order and placement, and all of the variations of the angles you can get on people, all the ways to subvert expectations. There's so many ways. So I didn't know where he was, so I did like really wide sweep there. There he is. Keeping him bleeding. My position here, not satisfied with my position because the wall is horizontal to where the damage output would come from. So, positionally speaking, I don't like this position. But a position with cover is still better than nothing, right? It just means that I don't have as much control in the situation when I have a bad position like this. Okay. What do I get down to?
48, not good enough.
That won't do. 48 will not do. .48 is more than 100% of the hit points that I wanted to get him down to. So, again, the best trades, for your own emotional resilience is going to be getting down to getting somebody down to an HP of 20 or less, ideally. Ideally 0, but the good engagements. You're going to get somebody, the competitive engagements, let's just say, you get them down to 20 or less HP. In combat log. Set up as a hotkey to F1. Repositioning.
That's fucked up.
Damn.
How do you land a headshot like that?
Guess I got lucky. Or it was skill. Who fucking knows?
Up.
But there's lag involved. Creating distance. Pushing. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I placed that wall there not only to prevent his movement from pushing me, but to also manage his attention. Because, like, when somebody places a wall down, he's expecting me to most likely peek from over here, to most likely peek from the other side of it. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't, but it will never be like anybody expects it to be. I will never hug up that wall and just AD. I will never do that. If I do go over there, I'm going to have a minimized hitbox from peeking back here. It's like math and probability. And these are things that you can influence in PvP, which is so cool. So I hope this is fucking resourceful in some way to kind of highlight it. Okay, so in this position, yeah, he wasn't anticipating me to most likely be behind this rock, and of course I created more distance, and the position's not looking too good for him right now. So what do I do? What do I do? Looks like I try to hold this position. Just trying to get it, like, just trying to keep him bleeding with standing spray, I suppose. Standing spray, you can't be as precise. Keeping him bleeding, then reposition. Quick reposition. And it's like not even the spot that I would ideally like to peek from, but it's like in terms of time management, yeah, okay, figure out a spot to peek from here. There's not like a spot that I have in mind, you know what I mean? It's like all improvisation. It's like, you know, drawing a distinction between, for instance, like not to denigrate like songwriters at all, because it's a skill set and a craft that is 100% one of the it's one of the art forms that I've appreciated, you know, significantly throughout the years. But like just to highlight a significant distinction between different kinds of craftsmen and artists and things like that. Like a jazz musician is going to be able to play up and down the scales in any key, any song, anywhere, anytime, as long as they have the right calibration to the information available, right? The chord changes, things like that. The point is, a jazz musician can walk into any room with other jazz musicians and be like, hey, we're going to play this, we're going to do it like this, and oh, maybe you could hold off a little bit on the intro here. Maybe you could hold off on the outro a little bit, or maybe you can you know, crescendo a little bit on the bridge over here, or whatever. Like it's like they're in a sandbox where they're in a sandbox of their workshop, and they are able to work with whatever they got. Whereas a songwriter can't just walk into a room full of jazz musicians and be able to play at a high level. He's going to have to play his pre-written, pre-memorized songs that he's practiced for, you know, 20 hours prior. And there's only one way that it goes. He knows what to expect. He knows where the chorus, bridge, chorus, you know, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus structure goes. He knows what to expect. It's always the same. It's always like that. Maybe there's some variations. Maybe there's a, you know, a mistake here and there, but the song is the song. Like, here's the structure, here's how it goes. Whereas the jazz musician is just like, okay, we're playing in this key. All right, this tempo. Okay, fuck it. Let's just fucking go. And the thing is, that also sheds light on the whole novelty dimension to information management, right? So, like, the jazz musician manages a stream of novelty, whereas the songwriter manages pre-written, structured songs that are always the same. It's like a product. You know what I mean? Not that jazz music isn't a product, but like It's like canned compartmentalized information management, prepared canned information management, as opposed to novel unfolding information management in a stream. Does that make sense? So like being able to develop that comfort with novelty is going to maximize your skill set in this game. Not relying on special memorized peaks and, oh, this rock is perfect for this particular angle, stuff like that. Keeping an eye on him. Standing spray. Repositioning. Letting him cook for a second. Repositioning
And
again.
then we'll just go back around.
Healing up, repositioning, reloading. One more med, maybe. And by the time that I peek, I will be healed up.
GG. Oh, pirate. Yikes.
Okay, letting him cook for a second here. He doesn't know where I am. Okay, got him bleeding. Reposition, quick peek. Letting him know that I'm looking at him. He doesn't know that I'm reloading right now. So he probably won't reposition. But he did, I think. Yeah, sometimes I lose track of the placement from them. Right into it.
GG, bud.
Positional plays turns into target practice. He doesn't know I'm reloading. Starting fresh peek. Okay, repositioning here. Oh, he's pushing. Pushing after a headshot.
You're gonna push with a headshot. Okay.
Crazy.
You mean to tell
Quick
me
engagement.
nothing hit? You mean to tell me nothing hit? Holy fuck.
This is towards the end of the fucking
Fucked up.
session. I'm getting fried here. I have enough to do a quick engagement, quick peek, quick engagement. Oh, I reload, I guess. while I'm healing. Yep, one more med. Fresh peek. Positional play becomes target practice, I'm telling you. Work on your placement. Go, bud. GG. Let's see. Next. Did I lose track of Zeph? Is he at the middle? Probably. He's probably going to peek left. Ah. Okay. Okay. So I should be fresh. Reload. Not enough time for him to peek and actually do damage. Okay, reposition. Peek on the right, I suppose. So much for Zeph. GG, Zeph. Yep. Start him off with the movement. See that movement? Find yourself caught in an open fucking... in an open valley with an AK guy. That's the movement. You got no deployables? That's the fucking movement that I recommend. Let's see it one more time. Save your life on a server. Or give you an opportunity to actually trade, you know? Back, looking down. Running away, minimizing your damage output capabilities because you're minimizing your... It doesn't matter how much. Mathematically speaking, you are minimizing your hitbox. Running away and then stopping. Running, you know what I mean? One more time, one more time. Just to hammer it. Just to hammer it. Mathematically speaking, I am minimizing his probability. He can't hit my head. He can't hit my head, I run. Can't hit me. Now I'm ready to output damage.
It's hard for people to hit that one.
So not only do they not hit you, they have to reload, they're frustrated, and they might even be a little bit self-conscious. That's not like, that's just how people would act, right? He might be looking at the chat to see if I'm talking shit or something like that. Like, considering how people behave in this game, like, that's just how it goes, right? Activating your empathetic, you know, neurological channels, man, it would be a game changer. You know? Game changer.
Let's see if I can dodge him again. If he tries. Yikes. Okay. That was a crouch. That was just a regular crouch. That wasn't a crouch and turn.
I wasn't hiding my head hitbox. So I'm hoping I can get him one more time. Probably when he's running left, maybe. No. Now that was a jump peek. That was a jump. That was I was anticipating to do an engagement jumping into it. I will not do that anymore. No more jumping. No more jumping introductions to an engagement. Too much can go wrong. It's like pushing while reloading. It ends up happening. I get him when he runs left. So he ran through my portal. I'm gonna push to the right. It turns out.
Oh, buddy.
The lag, dude. It's just part of the game. Latencia.
The lag.
Yeah. Because of that, I had to use double the resources to get the job done.
Take that, Zeph.
In your face, Seth. Take it. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
Okay, coming
Quick.
right back at you.
Come on, come on, come on. Okay, one more. Just letting him know I'm looking at his wall. Letting him know I'm looking. Gathering information, all the while healing and reloading. He just used all his walls. I could push left, most likely, and be in a good position. Keeping him bleeding. What do I do here? Do I push? Do I flank? Letting him know where I'm looking. Letting him know where I'm looking. Letting him know where I'm looking. I should be pushing. Gathering information. Gathering information. He's behaving in a way that's completely irrational and unpredictable, so I'm kind of being cautious about it. Keeping the wide array of information management.
If you would just peek me, then we could fight, you know?
Right? Can I get him? It's gonna peek on the left, right? Oh. Unexpected.
It's a double for you.
Double, no big deal. Yeah! 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 And again, it's not being afraid of anybody. It's not doubting my spray. It's just a positional play to manage someone else's resources for them. And many times they won't even understand how you do it. So they can't see exactly what you're doing from that far, right? They just see a small hitbox. Okay, I know where he is. Keep him bleeding. Push right, I guess. Don't reload. I got 10. Very good. Okay.
This lag is fucked up, dude.
Really bad. Keeping the wide. Okay, I don't know exactly where he is, so I'm keeping the information wide. And I didn't reload again.
Yeah.
If I had a full mag.
Only full, huh?
Yep. Bad. Like, it's like interesting. I'm seeing a clash between the ways that I think, so maybe I should iron that out. It's like, when I'm repositioning, I have 10 bullets, so I'm ready for an engagement. Once I establish the pressure, like the pressure point at that point with the new wall, take one more peek, quick engagement. If it's not there, don't wait. Should start reloading.
Yes,
Yeah.
so.
I guess I get distracted when I want to keep pressure on somebody. You know, I get too comfortable with a minimized mag. Yeah. keeping it wide since I don't know what he's doing. Managing the information of where he could be and where you know he can't be. You know? Thinking in terms of possibility and impossibility. Like, it's critical. Like, when you do a positional play and things like that, you're not managing their resources. If you're if you hit an opponent's hitbox and they have to use resources to heal up, you're managing their resources. But if you train up your placement and your movement, then you're managing their perception. You're managing their information. They become your subject if you're able to effectively manage someone else's resources or information. Oh, critical shit, man. Critical. I've never vocalized these concepts before. I like it. It feels good to get some clarity on, like, why this game is so fucking good, you know? This is crazy. He's repositioning.
This guy's so scared.
Yeah, it's too much. I've got no walls, so I can't do any crazy pushes. I've got no walls. The only thing I could do is go for a risky reposition and get caught in the middle, maybe. So, just rocking back and forth, holding the position, I suppose, until he gets comfortable with a little bit of fucking novelty, wouldn't you say?
Fucking crazy.
This is towards the end of the session, and I'm fucking burned. Also, let me also say this. When I'm doing the movement plays like that, I might do, like, okay, let's say I'm looking away from my opponent and I'm looking down and I'm thinking, is he unloading on me? Is he doing bursts? Is he doing taps, right? And the thing is, bullets don't travel immediately, right? They take time. They take a little bit of delay, a little bit of drop, right? Of course, right? So like, I don't have visual information when I'm doing a movement play like this on an opponent, right? What I do have is audio information. So I try to separate my audio information, my visual information, and I have tactile information. Let me show you. Let me show you. So even on my keyboard, I don't know if you can see it, but on my W key, for instance, I took a knife and I scored it. On my X key, scored it. On my right R key, scored it. On my 6 key, scored it. 9 key, M key, P key, hotkeys. Where my shift is, or where my running is, and where my crouch is. I have tactile information on my fingertips, so I don't have to use my eyes, and I don't have to ever double check that my hands are where they should be, right? So. Now, with that being said, when I'm crouching and, when I'm doing my movement plays, as I've described and as I've shown, right? When I'm crouching and keeping my head hitbox, hidden away from the damage output stream, the way that I'm doing it here, I will listen to when he shoots, and then I might run immediately and reposition, therefore making his shots completely irrelevant, right? So like if I'm looking down, da da da, da da da, da da da, da da da. So not only is my hitbox minimized in that situation, holy shit, this looks terrible. What is going on here? Okay. I don't know why it's so fucked up. Anyways. It's a long session. It's almost 3 hours. Shit. Yeah. You'll see it here. As soon as I hear the audio cues of him actually firing at me, then I will reposition. Then I will move. Then I'll do a quick run and crouch again. Watch. Audio information, visual information, empathy, movement, placement, aim. It's all a factor. There's way more to it than other people make it sound. Oh, okay. Yep, creating distance, managing the information, keeping him bleeding, creating more distance,
Just a bandage.
flanking,
Not even.
cooking him a little bit, cooking him. Quick headshot. Now let's flank it to where so like I'm trying to get to where his walls are, so I'm trying to get to a point where his walls are like this, and I'm looking at the walls like that. Like I'm looking at his 3 walls like this at this point. That's where I want to get. That's my position that I want to be in right now. That's what I'm working towards. I could do one
it's
more.
Okay. I like this angle.
I could do one more if I wanted.
I'm okay with this
Now,
angle.
he doesn't know that I'm reloading right now.
Maybe I can get a better angle.
Maybe I can go
Maybe,
even
just
wider
maybe.
and up a little bit. Keeping this dune as a little bit of an extra cover, right? Just like doing a spray like that, even though it only hit him once, it makes him feel uncomfortable. Like a damage output stream could come at any moment from behind those walls, and he has no more walls, right? Just employing empathy for his situation, right?
Oh, he's good. He repositioned. That's good.
Didn't expect him to do that. I expected him to stick by the walls. Yeah. Wow. I didn't expect him to push up there either. Good for him. Good for him.
Good. He'll push. That's good.
Still got 5 left in the mag. Very good. Quick engagement. Just let him know I'm still looking. What do I do? Reposition, huh? Oh, he knows
really?
where I am.
Really?
He knows where I am. Okay, okay. That was lucky. Destroyed. Feels good. GG. That's one of those engagements that I was describing Those are like your preferred engagements where like theoretically you have like your string of Christmas lights, right? 30 Christmas lights in a point on a line, and each Christmas light represents the AK bullets, right? At the beginning of the stream of damage output or Christmas lights here, you want to stack it with X's and triangles and circles. That's exactly the kind of audio information we're looking for. You want like getting in the habit of hearing information like this in your PvP fights. It's going to be an indicator, like a benchmark that whatever you're doing it right. Engagements like this. That's the audio information that you want to hear often. When you hear that often, you know that you've dialed in your playstyle and your configuration and everything. That, along with no tension in your hands, the relaxation of muscles, right? Destroyed. That's how you have a sustainable playstyle based on novelty that is skill-based and effective in the game. GG. No crutches, just creativity. Creativity in information management, right? Yeah, interesting. Okay. He's being a weirdo. Maybe he'll startle me. Or maybe he's AFK. I think he's AFK behind the wall. Is he AFK? Ah! Really lame. Yeah. There you go. Hi, was that your head, sir? He doesn't know where I am. Reposition. Put the pressure on. Now, I'm cooking him for this angle right now. Repositioning. Target practice. Positioning play target practice. Got it bleeding a little bit. One bullet.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna try it. Also, I don't think I've mentioned client.headlerp in console. If you alt look, let's say you're facing this way with your avatar, right? And you alt look over here, the default setting for headlerp is 1 in terms of sensitivity. So like if you're alt looking and then you let go, it's going to slowly go back. But if you put your client.headlerp at 6 in console, then it snaps right back to the relevant information instead of slowly showing you irrelevant information and bringing it back. Does that make sense? So headlerp, client.headlerp set to 1, HEADLERP, client.HEADLERP set to number 6 is what I like. 6 will snap it right back. 1 just slowly does it. I know some people have it set up way higher, but I think having a little bit of peripheral information when you're snapping is beneficial. That's just for me personally, but some people have it set up so sensitive, so it just goes right to, it snaps right back to the front view. It's a matter of preference, but if you didn't know about that, client.headlerp, and then on a scale of like 1 to 10 or whatever is your sensitivity for that. So critical to understand. I've got 4,000 hours in this game, and I just found out about head lerp. So I've been suffering through looking at irrelevant information through a low sensitivity head lerp for 4,000 hours in this game. So tightening that up, yeah, it's helped my PvP significantly. Making head lerp a little bit more sensitive to the tune of number 6, as opposed to the default 1.
Damn.
Keep on looking, heal up. Quick engagement. Keep him bleeding. Quick engagement. And he's not taking cover or anything. He's not acting like he got hit.
Just hanging out there?
Like, okay. Like, does he worship the god of irrational decisions?
I guess you don't want a peeking advantage or a damage discount.
Yep. That's what cover is. Damage discount. 100% damage discount. Armor, damage discount. Think in terms of damage output, damage discounts. You might see a change in the way that you play the game. Or not. Think whatever the fuck you want. Okay, standing spray. Still got him bleeding. If I'm using a standing spray and getting somebody bleeding at least, I'd consider that a pretty good standing spray, just to keep them on their toes a little bit. I don't expect to fucking finish very many opponents with standing sprays. It happens, but I think hitting an opponent with a standing spray, there's a significant aim cone disadvantage, and therefore there's a lot of luck involved. I don't know what he's doing. So, like, why was he... Okay, here's the thing. I'm trying to understand why players do what they do in this game sometimes. He's behind this wall, and he was aiming over here completely opposite the direction where I was. So, does he think that shooting projectiles in an opposite direction from me makes me think that he's looking at me? Is that really what he's thinking? If I thought he was looking at me with those shots, I would be hearing projectiles nearby my fucking location. But if he's shooting away from me, then he's completely undermining the reality of how to communicate, game sense. He's got no game sense. He's got to work on his game sense, let's just say. Okay, creating distance, cooking him a little bit. I'm anticipating him to push over here to the right. And the timing might be a little bit off. There we go. Keep him bleeding a little bit. I think I'm going to create more distance and reposition. Check the same spot. Guess not. Okay, he peeked on the left. I'm going to reposition again. Okay, he's on the left. Saw him place a wall. I'm going to go behind my cover at a distance and pressure cook him on the right there. Does he do it? Nope. Okay,
GG.
it's a matter of aim. So yeah, that's the extent of it, and hopefully that proved to be like a resourceful study into some of the dynamics that are at play in PvP. I've never seen anybody produce any analysis on in terms of like this scale before, trying to identify certain mechanics at play and give them, names and titles and stuff to clarify these details. Because, like, I know a lot of PvP players struggle to actually explain what they are doing and why in the game. This was me trying to do my best at that. So hopefully that was resourceful, and maybe it gave you at least one idea to sharpen up your PvP a little bit. So yeah, with that being said, if I do see that this has a decent engagement, if I gather that this is resourceful for the Rust community, then I'll certainly do more. This is an excellent starting point, though. Cheers for stopping by. I hope you appreciated it, and I certainly do appreciate you. Cheers. Take care, man. Happy practicing.